Alright guys, the work hasn't finished there because I'm waiting for the drive shaft seals that goes over there where the drive shafts slide in. They're leaking oil, so I'm waiting. I've ordered them, so I cannot put everything back in before I get them. So in the meantime, I decided to at least change the timing belt instead of just sitting around doing nothing. Anyway, the wheel is out here, so all I have to do is remove this cover here and then change the timing belt. It needs changing, so I mean, it came as a good idea anyway to do this while I'm waiting for that. Okay, so the timing belt change, we're gonna remove all these parts. I'm not going to go step by step because I already done another Citroen 1.6 HDI on my channel, so this is kind of a straightforward thing, unlike the Gearbox there. All right, so I'm going to remove all these parts here as usual. Put the car on the jack and then remove the mount to get to the timing belt. All right, so let's get this done. All right, the engine mount is out, and I've also unbolted this cover here. The pipes, the diesel pipes, I removed this one here and then this one. All right, so what I wanted to say here is this engine mount has this part here. This part slides in here, so you don't have to remove this bolt completely. Okay, the bolts that holds the mount at the top here and on the side here is T50, is right here. The other one, well, it's where is it? Where did I put it? It's not labeled. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, here. It's just let me just take it off there. The other one, as you can see, is one of the little bits that I bought and I stashed in there. It's not written any size on it, just slide it in here. So you're gonna have to have a set of torques and keep trying each. All right, so that's how it is. Let me just keep going. The engine now is on top of the jack at the bottom there, so I can lower it a little bit to remove another cover at the bottom there. Right, the cover is off. What I've done here is I kept on moving the screws so that they get, a little bit flush with this, so that when I put this back, it doesn't scratch the timing belt there. Okay, so that is it. There is the timing belt. Now we have to remove this. I think it's 16. They look the same as the one in the other Citroen, so it's number 16. And then there will be few little bolts for the bottom cover. Okay, so now it's time to remove this 16 mil. All right, the bracket is out. There it is, held by 4 16 mil long bolts. So as you can see, we are getting in and in. So I'm looking for the small bolts that holds this cover. I think one of them will be somewhere here because it's so stiff, and there could be another one somewhere on that side. All right, so now I'm going to have to go underneath to remove this cover here. Right, I need to remove this. This is the tensioner for the Serpentine belt. I bought the new one actually. I'll be putting it in. So There are 10 mil bolts, but before that you have to kind of release it by pulling this upward and lock it. See here, there is a hole there. You put something like a pin to, or if you have a, let's say, a drill bit that you can slide in there, something like this. You just slide behind this thing, so it will hold it in tension. All right, serpentine belt out and the tensioner as well out. Okay, so it's time now to remove the cover. Right, the bottom cover has come out. It was a fiddle because there are some tabs that are, the cables are attached to this, so you have to really struggle to remove those tabs, you know, but it's out now. So I'm gonna put the pin for the crankshaft, which is this one. The pin goes to the top here. It's supposed to align perfectly. Okay, there we go. Because I don't have an impact gun to remove the bolts, I had to tie this, and so that I can remove this massive bolt, but it worked. Okay, so that's how it is. It has to be in timing with this and the camshaft here. All right, so you time it, and the fuel pump as well is timed right there. So you have to put another pin here. Okay, I'll show you in a minute after removing this. Right, I've put all the pins in here and in the injector pump there as well. The crankshaft, everything is aligned, so water pump is coming out. I think these are 10 mil. These are 10 mil, I guess. Let me see. No, wrong. There must be 8 mil. All right, there must be 8 mil. Let's see. Yeah, there must be 8 mil. Let's see. Yeah, 8 mil. One is coming out. So there will be coolant coming out of here. So I have to put a bucket at the bottom. All right, so this is the water pump here. So you have to remove all the bolts and then put a bucket at the bottom here to capture some of that some of that coolant. All right, I'm removing that water pump, so I've put the sealant around the water pump while it's drying to remove that one, clean where that one will be going. Wait for about 15 minutes, then put it in there. If you don't put sealant around it, it leaks. I did that before. I didn't put sealant because I thought the gasket will block the coolant from coming out. I put everything and then it started leaking, and I wonder what the hell is leaking, because I didn't put the sealant. So seal it. Okay, this is the old one. As you can see, it has a gasket. So if you come here this way, you can see there are some little bits. This needs cleaning. All this, you need to clean this before you put another one. Okay, now with the coolant, I think it's best to filter this coolant and put it back in there. Okay, you filter this one and put it on, just top it up. Drive the car for maybe a week, then you remove the whole thing, flush, and then put clean new coolant. To put new coolant straight away, little bits of mess will be in there, so you know, you're just wasting your time. Clean this one, put it back in, and top it up with, don't put tap water. If you put water, put distilled water. Okay, tap water will rust the heater, a little radiator inside there, and you won't get the heating. Because I did that as well on my brown Citroen. I was going to clean the system, so I decided, okay, I'll pour out old coolant, pour water to clean inside, and then remove it and put new coolant. It damaged the little radiator for the heater inside the car. So don't do that. Just put back this one, remove it, put flushing liquid, remove that, put new one. Good. Very interesting with junk. When you buy junk, be prepared for surprises. You see, this hole and this hole are different sizes. This one is smaller, so when you put it, this is the idler, by the way, so when you put it there, it fits perfectly, okay, because this is original from the manufacturer. This is aftermarket junk, aftermarket. So you put it there, it's too big, it has play. So what do is they introduce one of these. You pop them in there like that, and then you pop another one in there like that, and then you put it in there. Hey, buying junk. See, the thing is, if you go to the manufacturer, the timing belt kit, they'll tell you they want 400. Well, aftermarket is about how much? 150, 200. So that's how it is, folks. The water pump is in there, so I'm putting this funny design in there, the idler. Very strange. And I didn't know that those little beads are in there. I nearly throw the whole box away. Okay, so let me just, the nut. It happens a lot with me, this it's just falling off. This pin is the nut. This pin here is for the injector pump. Because of the thing with the injector pump, to be honest, I don't know why they made this pin, because the computer will always adjust, with the crankshaft sensor. They went off, inject fuel to the pump fuel to the injectors. So that's how it is. They didn't provide a new nut here for the idler, so I'm using the old one. All right, idler is spanner number 16. This, like I said, is for the injector pump. It goes there. It's loose, as you can see. Okay, so be careful when you buy junk, because they might have those things, those guides or spaces for the good. There we go. Water pump in, idler in. Here is the, let me show you the tensioner. Idler, this goes to the bin. So this is the tensioner here. This is the OG. This is the new one. OG junk. You remember that all the time. Okay? Because we are broke, we have to buy junk. Well, the junk this is made of metal. This is like plastic. So hope it will last us 100,000. 100,000. Now the way this goes is you put it in there. All right, you put it in there like so. There is a little hook there right here. This bit goes there, so you just put it like that there, and you don't tighten. Actually, this needs a Loctite. There's a little liquid, is called Loctite or lock thread or something. There's this lock thread. You just put it on this bolt here so that it doesn't get loose. Okay, so let me just do that because I need 2 hands. There it is, Loctite. Okay, so it goes in like this so that it doesn't get loose. It has to be tight. Now with this, you put that bolt in there and you fasten it, but not very tight. From there, there's a little Allen key, like a Allen key, this little thing. Okay, when you remove it, when you put the Allen key, this is here, so it will be pressed up to here with that little Allen key there. Once you remove the Allen key, it moves here. Okay, after putting the belt and you are happy with everything, you start to move this way. You see the sign there? It says move this way, anti-clockwise. As you move it anti-clockwise, this one will start moving to somewhere here. Should be pointing here. Then you hold the Allen key while you tighten this very hard. I don't know how much newtons of torque it should be, but it should be tight. Not break it, but tight. Okay, I've done this maybe 3-4 times on other Citroens, no issues. Okay, so don't forget, this has to go only anti-clockwise to get this to come here. If this comes up to here while you're tying it, then you tighten the timing belt too hard. Okay, it has to be somewhere here, close to the middle. So as it comes, when you are turning this, as it comes and it approaches here, somewhere here, right here, stop. Okay, all right. I wonder why they did it this way. If it was me making this, yeah, to be very easy, you put it in there, you have a spanner, you press it down, you slide in the timing belt, and then you release it. Tensioner, that's it. But they had to make it this way. The new engineers. Right, as you can see right there, there's a pointer facing that pin there, as we said. Okay, now to put the timing belt can be a little bit of a fiddle. So this is where it goes. You start from here, you put the timing belt first here, then shove a card box, fold a paper or card box and shove it here so that the timing belt doesn't move, it stays here. Then put it around the idler right there, then put it around the crankshaft, and then do the same, stash some boxes. Okay, don't put anything sharp right there. As you can see, I've shoved some boxes there to hold it there, because between the crankshaft and the camshaft here, it is a snap fit. Okay, it is a snap fit. It cannot be flexible here. It has to be snap fit. You can play with flex on the other side, but not here. The crankshaft and the camshaft have to move precisely at the right timing. So that's how I did it. Put the box here to hold it. It won't go anywhere. If you don't have the box here, while you're fiddling with it there, it comes out here. So you put the box here to clamp it here. Pull it tight around the tensioner, and then on the crankshaft, make sure that it's tight like it is here. Then shove the boxes there. Then as you're playing with them too there, you don't move here and you don't move here, and it will be the right tightness here. Okay, then from there, after 1, 2, 3, water pump, then a diesel pump there, then you can put it, the tensioner is the last one. Okay, after doing this, you remove the pins, you turn the engine clockwise, and then check if the timing still aligns. Okay, good. Alright guys, the timing belt is in. I've spun the engine a couple of times. It's aligning. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna start covering everything up, and then put the new Serpentine belt. All right, now I will show you this thing. I've lubricated it a little because they can squeak sometimes, these tensioners. All right, so don't forget, you put the camshaft, you put the timing belt on the camshaft first, and then you put it around the idler, okay, then the crankshaft. So like I showed you already, and it's like I'm repeating myself, that is because this is the easiest way to do it. You put it here and you shove a cloth or box so that it holds it. Put it around the idler here, okay. Then once you've put it under the crankshaft, it should be a bit tight here. That's how it's supposed to be, a bit tight here. If it's loose here, it's not a good idea if it's loose here, because it will need the camshaft to move slightly to get a bit tight. And if the camshaft moves slightly, that means that it's gone off the timing. It won't align the hole here with the crankshaft at the bottom there. It shouldn't move. When the crankshaft moves, this moves. When this moves, the crankshaft moves. So this is why here it's a snug fit. Snug fit. Okay, that's how it works. Then from the crankshaft, it goes around the water pump, then around the diesel pump here. Then you slide it over the tensioner. That's it worked much easier for me that way, without putting something here to hold it, and there when you fiddling there it gets loose here. All right, let me just cover everything. That's it, folks. Everything done. New Serpentine, new timing belt, new water pump. Now I'm filling in the coolant. Okay, there's some places where you bleed it. There's one here, and then there's another one back there, right there on that pipe there, the top. There's another bleeding little valve there. So it's a valve, it looks like this one. So to remove the air from the system, you start here. Once the air is out here, then you go there, because that's the highest one there. This one is lower. If you start there, actually you can start there, but when you open this one, the coolant will just come out. But I started here. Okay, when this one showed that the coolant is now coming out, then I went there. Okay, this is for us DIYers. In garages, because they have resources, they put a vacuum pipe here. All right, so it creates vacuum in the system, and then from there they open a valve for the coolant to go in. All right, in that way it's more effective. Actually, when they do that, you see this pipes here going squeezing like this, because of the vacuum sucking more and more air from the system, and then from there it will be sucking all the coolant inside the system. But I don't have those equipments to do. It's just DIY. Okay, so when it's like this, once I have finished everything here, I start the engine. I will put the heater very high, the highest level, and then let it just run. Hopefully, if there's any air in the system, it will come out, there. I don't know, but this is what I always do, and I never ever have any issues. So hopefully to be fine again. All right, so timing belt done.